We ask for your wisdom and guidance to be upon them, O Lord, as they lead this nation forward. As these new systems are launched, dear Lord, we pray that they will serve as effective tools for transparency, accountability, and efficiency in governance. Bless the hands and minds of all those who have worked tirelessly to bring these systems to fruition. May their efforts, O Lord, bear fruit that benefits all Kenyans. We ask for your protection, O Lord, over this nation. Guide us in unity, and may we always strive to live in peace and harmony with one another. O Lord, may Kenya continue to be a beacon of hope and progress in Africa and the world. We place our trust in your divine providence, confident that your blessings, we can achieve greater things. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Asante Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais. Mabibi na mabwana, naomba sote tuketi. Naibu Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, Naibu wa wafanyikazi katika ofisi ya Rais na huduma za umma, Mheshimiwa Eliud Owalo, waziri wote, makatibu wakuu kutoka wizara tofauti tofauti, viongozi na maafisa wote wa kiserikali, mabibi na mabwana. Wajibikaji, upesi na uwazi ni mojawapo wa viungo ambavyo vinahitajika ili kufanikisha na kuimarisha utendakazi wa huduma kwa wananchi. Basi Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais, tunakushukuru kwa kuongoza hafla hii ya uzinduzi wa PDMIS ambao ni mfumo utakaofuatilia maelekezo yake Mheshimiwa Rais, na vile vile mfumo ule wa FORTIMS ambao ni mfumo utakaofuatilia usafiri wa nje kwa maafisa na mashirika yote ya kiserikali. Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais, basi kwa wakati huu ukiona inafaa na kunipa ruksa, nitampisha naibu msemaji wa serikali Mwanaisha Chizuga kutuongoza kwa awamu inayofuata. Karibu naibu msemaji.
Naam, Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais Rigathi Gachagua, Naibu wa Mkuu wa Utumishi wa Umma Mheshimiwa Eliud Owalo, Mkuu wa Sheria nchini, mawaziri mlio hapa, makatibu wakuu, maafisa wakuu wa ngazi za juu katika serikali, hamjambo. Naam, Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais, nachukua fursa hii kukaribisheni nyote kwa moyo mkunjufu katika hafla hii maalum iliyotengenezwa kwa ushirikiano wa maafisa katika afisi ya EOP na vile vile maafisa kutoka Wizara ya ICT kufanikisha kwamba hii leo tunafanya uzinduzi rasmi wa mfumo miwili ya PDMIS pamoja na FORTIMS. Bila shaka Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais, wengi wanajiuliza PDMIS na FORTIMS ni nini? Na vile vile mniruhusu hii leo tuzungumze Kiswahili, alafu wenzangu watakuja kutangulia watafanya tafsiri zaidi kwa lugha ya Kimombo kama ilivyo katika teknolojia. Katika masuala ambayo tunazungumza mfumo wa kwanza ni mfumo wa PDMIS, Presidential Directive Management System. Kama tunavyojua kwa muda mrefu Mheshimiwa Rais William Ruto na maafisa wakuu serikalini tumekuwa tukipewa maagizo ya moja kwa moja kutekeleza, lakini kwa Wakenya mara nyingi maagizo yale hawajui yamefika wapi, inatekelezwa vipi na yanakamilika vipi. Ndio maana tukashirikiana katika afisi ya Rais kuhakikisha kwamba tunakuwa na mfumo wa teknolojia ambayo itakuwa inaweza kutrack, kufuatilia mpangilio ule iko wapi, inakamilika lini, maafisa yupi yanahusika, ili tuhakikishe kwamba hayo yanatekelezwa bila wasiwasi. Na vile vile mfumo wa pili, ukiniruhusu Naibu wa Rais, ni masuala ya FORTIMS ambapo tunaangalia masuala ya usafiri kwa maafisa wakuu serikalini. Changamoto kubwa imekuwa ni kwamba muda tunatumia mwingi sana kupata zile clearances, kupata masuala ya kwamba tunatoka vipi, mbona zaidi ya siku 10, zaidi ya siku 14 maafisa wetu, mawaziri, makatibu wakuu wanachelewa kusafiri. Kwa sasa tunatumia teknolojia kuhakikisha kwamba mikakati ile inaharakishwa kwa wakati ufaao na unaweza kupata moja kwa moja kupitia simu yako ya mkononi au vile vile tarakilishi ulionayo. Basi ukiniruhusu rais, naibu wa rais, tuweze kucheza video ambayo inaeleza kwa kina tu masuala yalivyo katika mifumo hii miwili. Kwani Waswahili wanasema usiandike na mate ili hali wino wako upo. Karibuni.
Efficiency and accountability are critical for effective governance. We are pleased to introduce two innovative ICT systems by the Government of Kenya: the Presidential Directives Management Information System, the PDMIS, and the Foreign Travel Information Management System, FORTIMS. Both solutions have been developed by a dedicated team of ICT officers and with infrastructure support from the ICT Authority. The development of these systems commenced in July 2023 with conceptualization and business process modeling. Training and deployment were then undertaken between June and August of 2024. The Presidential Directives Management Information System is designed to efficiently process, transmit, track and monitor the implementation of presidential directives. These directives are formally issued and electronically communicated to the relevant MDAs. Notable features of the PDMIS include multi-level access rights and security, a comprehensive reporting system, and a status tracking mechanisms that categorizes tasks into 3 stages: to do, doing, and done. The benefits of PDMIS include enhanced efficiency, improved coordination across departments, better reporting, increased accountability, and a centralized, secure storage of all presidential directives. The Foreign Travel Information Management System, FORTIMS, streamlines the process of obtaining foreign travel clearance for senior ranks of the executive, ensuring that all travel data is processed efficiently and securely. FORTIMS integrates with government systems to ensure seamless operation while allowing multi-device access and support secure communication through OTP SMS. FORTIMS is expected to enhance compliance with public service guidelines, increase the efficiency in the processing of foreign travel requests, and ensure secure, centralized storage of travel data. For more information about PDMIS and FORTIMS, please visit our website www.pdmis.headofpublicservice.go.ke or www.fortims.headofpublicservice.go.ke or call our hotline 0120 00 6603. In today's dynamic world.
Naam, shukran sana naibu wa rais kwa kutupatia fursa kucheza video hiyo, na ningependa kuchukua fursa hii basi moja kwa moja kumuita mkuu wa kitengo cha masuala ya sera za umma na vile vile azimio na maagizo ya rais, Daktari Lea Kasera, ili aje azungumze na kufafanua zaidi kwa kina haswa mfumo huu zinafanya kazi vipi. Karibu Daktari Lea.
The Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Cabinet Secretaries, Principal Secretaries, ladies and gentlemen, the motivation behind the development of these two systems was at the foundation driven by the need to digitalize, but more importantly, to increase coordination and efficiency. We found ourselves in a place that was heavily bureaucratic, but also manual. We were overwhelmed by the directives, and we were unable to follow through on the implementation. And so we developed these two systems so that it would not be us who would be reporting on the implementation of the directives, but the responsibility would be left to process owners, in this case, the state departments. But also the visibility that then would present, providing dashboards for cabinet secretaries to be able to appreciate the progress of implementation, a dashboard for the Deputy President, as well as a dashboard for the President. But we are also very sensitive to the cost efficiency that we're faced with. And we said, why don't we engage our local ICT teams? So at the very onset, in conceptualizing, in strategizing, we ensure that we're working with our internal ICT teams, but also technical experts from the ICT Authority, as well as the State Department of ICT. And so even as we thought through the process, as we thought through what could be possible, initially, the intention was to give an honest work, to provide an honest work, but because of the enthusiasm that we got from our internal ICT teams, the State Department of ICT, our ambition was raised. And we challenged ourselves to not only develop an online system, but really a state-of-the-art that then could rival the likes of Microsoft. And so the Deputy President, these two systems are not only robust, but can also be enhanced. Talking of data integrity, at the point of entering data, whether you're entering data to apply for your own travel as a PS, as a CS, that itself exhibits data integrity because it is information from the user. Now, this real-time data then can ultimately be used for decision-making by leadership. Why? Because then one is able to establish from a dashboard where the PSs or the CSs are traveling to, where are they spending most of their time, and if this is really impacting on their performances. And so it's real-time data, not entered by ourselves, but entered by the user. And that's why we talk of data integrity. In the process, we had our learnings, but we also had insights that the system is able to establish the location of the directive. So we have a map of Kenya that is GPS enabled, and so one is able to establish the location where the presidential directive has been issued, number one, but also on which sector. So from the dashboard, the Deputy President and the President are able to establish on which areas are we mostly issuing directives, on which sectors and which areas in terms of locations at a country level. But also the use of the dashboard to be able to see just from a pressing of a button what is the status. Also, the system is able to data filter. So for example, you'd like to establish where the water projects or the most recent water projects have been launched. Then what you need to type in is water projects, and you'll have a list of all the water projects that have been launched in the recent past. But also we said that because this is ICT, and sometimes the system outages, it doesn't always work 100%. Mostly it may work at 90%, but not always 100%. So we decided to provide online support, a hotline number where one is able to call and not only get help, but also get assistance and guidance. But I just wanted to share with you some numbers that we've been able to establish. Next. We had the system rolled out from the 1st of August so that we were able to deal with system issues. We didn't want to have the launch today and then have to deal with the system issues later. And so from the time that the two systems were rolled out or became operational, so far we have had 18 cabinet secretaries registered under 14s. We have 37 principal secretaries registered. We have 100 chairpersons, 70 CEOs. Total registered users is at 225, and a total of 122 travel applications have been processed in the last 1 month. And you'll see there's greater motivation on the 14th as opposed to the PDMIS. Next slide. On the PDMIS, so far, we have 1 cabinet secretary registered. And this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we really need to report progress. And so following this launch, we'd like to encourage state departments to fully register so that they can be able to establish what are the directives that we are responsible for and what is the status of the implementation. And so the numbers are there. So far, from the time the president was installed in September 2022, 948 directives have been issued. If we're to look at the last 3 weeks, we'll probably get to 1,000 directives. We have all of them on record, scanned, and details entered into the system. And so, one is able to establish which directives touches on which pillar. Under agriculture, you can already see where progress has been made. And so that takes you across all the pillars of the plan. Where are we pronouncing ourselves the most? And then this then can be used for decision making. Deputy President, there's a team that has worked on this diligently. There's a team led by our Director of Programs, our Director of M&E, and a group of very young people, Gen Zs, that are government staff. And I'd like to ask them to rise up so that they may be recognized. Please rise up so that you can be seen. Where is the Director of M&E? Matthew. Director of Programs. That team across there, that's the ICT team. It's made up of young professionals that are energetic, innovative, and creative. And whatever it is that we want to do beyond this team is available. Next slide, please. Please, you may sit down. I'd like to call on to Director of M&E to speak to this last slide in terms of next steps. And then we'll hand over back to the Master of Ceremony to call the next speaker. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Deputy President, the Cabinet Secretaries, PSS, and all staff members. My name is Matthew Rotich, Director for Monitoring and Evaluation. So we started the process last year in July, and so far we tested the systems, both of them, for the last 1 month. We first wanted to make sure that the systems are able to do what were purposed to do, and I'm glad to report that we've not had any serious challenges with the system. So what we have is 4 Teams 1.0 and PDMIS 1.0. We also intend to cascade the Foreign Travel Information System to also support other senior officers in government who are not in the level of the CSS, in the level of PSS, CEOs and chairpersons, and that is in the Office of President, the entire office, and also independent commissions. So we hope that this 4 Teams 2.0 will be working from December this year. Again, for PDMIS 2.0, we are hoping then to make sure that we can break down the directives into projects, because every directive that is issued by the President is translated into a project. And so we should be able then to break down into project and down further to the activities and even the cost implications of all the directives. Maybe for the purpose of this meeting, about 75% of the directives that have been issued by the President are already in the medium-term economic framework, the MTF, in the budget, and about 25% of those directives are not in the budget, and so they require budgeting and maybe supplementary or in the subsequent financial year. Also, about 60% of the directives issued by the President already come with the cost implication with them, so we do not need to come and include the cost. So it is upon now the state departments to make sure that those directives are implemented. So that is what we intend to do in 4 Teams 2.0. For now, going forward, all the directives will be transmitted only digitally through the PDMIS to the respective MDS. Thank you so much. Asante.
Naam, kwa sasa Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais, nakuomba kwa heshima na taadhima kuu uniruhusu nimwalike Katibu Mkuu katika Wizara ya ICT, Bwana Engineer John Tanui, maana tutakuwa hatuna shukurani iwapo hatutamuita kwa sababu mchango wake pia uliwepo katika kufanikisha mifumo hii miwili ambayo umeweza kuiona hii leo. Karibu Katibu.
The Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, Cabinet Secretary Information, Communication and Digital Economy, Dr. Margaret Ndung'u, Cabinet Secretary is present, the Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of Performance and Delivery Management, Honorable Eliud Owalo, my colleagues, PSS, all the other officials present. It's a great pleasure for us, Your Excellency, to have you officiate this great event for us this morning. As a ministry, as we are aware, our government has identified ICT as a tool to bring in efficiency and effectiveness of service delivery in government. And clearly, it's been said, our target is very clearly set to enhance digitization in government, enhance connectivity across the country, improve the safety of the infrastructure, including cybersecurity, ensuring we have data protection, ensuring data privacy is secured. We also looking at how to enhance the country's innovation and research positioning through some of the institutions we have, including the Kenya Advanced Institute of Science and Technology. Your Excellency, we thank you and the Cabinet and the President for the support you've given us. One of the challenges we faced was the positioning of our ministry in the entire government. Previously, we had probably 1 or 2 directors of ICT in the entire government, and we came through the cabinet committee that you chaired, and we appreciate the support you gave us to do the reforms in the ministry and to see that we upgrade the position of ICT in the entire government. As we sit now, Your Excellency, we have directors of ICT in every ministry. So before, this was not in place, and we have even in some key state departments that we already have a director, and we are looking forward that in the coming days we'll have a director of ICT in every state department to help us implement this. We also thank you for the support that we've continued to receive in terms of funding these great initiatives and resourcing us with great talent like the young people we have seen here today who have played a very key role. We commit from our side that will ensure we continue to support the government to achieve the effective service delivery and also to ensure that there is efficiency through the tools that are being launched today. The 2 systems, Your Excellency, will go a long way ensuring that we have visibility of what's going on in the government, the commitments that come through presidential directives, and also in the travel arrangements that our officers do across the government. The system now starts with the high level, the top leadership in government. As a ministry, we will continue to enhance this and in the long run to ensure all officials are supported by this system so that we can achieve better efficiency. Your Excellency, through our State Department and my colleague PS Kisiangani, this is a very potential space, the digital space, and we will work with our colleagues to ensure we continue to attract investments in this country in the tech space, so that we can create jobs, whether it's software development centers, whether it's tech manufacturing, working with my colleague PS for industry, and also to enhance the connectivity to ensure we leave no one behind by ensuring we have digital hubs operational in every ward in the country in the long run. I'll not want to speak beyond there, Your Excellency, because I have my Cabinet Secretary who will speak on our behalf, and it's now my pleasure to invite our Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Dr. Margaret Ndung'u. Karibu Waziri.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, the Deputy Chief of Staff, the AG, fellow Cabinet Secretaries, Principal Secretaries, CEOs and Captains of Industry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today we stand at the cusp of significant milestone in Kenya's relentless pursuit of digital transformation and harnessing the gains of the fourth industrial revolution. The launch of the Foreign Management Information Systems and the Presidential Directive Management Information System is not just a technological advancement, it is a profound affirmation of our unwavering commitment to the government's digital agenda. The government of Kenya continues to lead by example, spearheading initiatives that position our nation at the forefront of the digital governance. The bottom-up digital economic transformation agenda places the honors of the Ministry of Information, Communication, and the Digital Economy to deliver the digital superhighway. This pillar encompasses the ambitious task of laying 10,000 kilometers of fiber, establishing 1,450 digital hubs, creating 25,000 public Wi-Fi hotspots, and providing last-mile connectivity to 2.5 million homes, institutions, and enterprises. Moreover, it mandates us to drive the digitization of government services and records, ensuring that no citizen is left behind in the digital era. The development and deployment of the Foreign Travel Information Management System is a testament to our resolve to enhance efficiency and accountability within the highest echelons of government. This end-to-end automated system streamlines the process of foreign travel clearance for cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, chairpersons, and CEOs of state corporations, all of whom require approval from His Excellency, the President, through the Office of the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service. The Foreign Travel Information Management System will significantly reduce our reliance on paper-based processes, saving both time and resources, while its inbuilt mechanism ensures strict adherence to established policies. I think we have all seen the key features that it has that will really make our management much easier. Your Excellency, I assure you of my ministry's commitment to support this system and extension to include all government officers who require clearance for foreign travel. This will empower the government to accurately quantify the impact of such travels, minimize redundancy, and furnish the data necessary for the informed, evidence-based decision-making on matters of foreign travel. Similarly, the role of Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service in transmitting presidential directives and pronouncements to ministries, departments, and agencies is pivotal to the effective governance of our nation. Historically, this process has been manual, lacking a robust feedback mechanism to track the status of implementations by the ministries, departments, agencies, thus creating a gap in governance structure. In response to this challenge, the Presidential Directives Management Information Systems has been deployed and developed. This system will automate the dispatch and tracking of presidential directives, ensuring not only their timely and effective implementation, but also enhancing accountability to the citizens we serve. As I conclude, let me underscore that today's launch of the Foreign Travel Information Management System and Presidential Directive Management Information Systems heralds a new era in our journey towards a more digital, efficient, and transparent government. The Ministry of Information, Communications, and Digital Economy remains steadfast in its collaboration with all ministries, departments, and agencies to deliver sector-specific core systems. I humbly request your unwavering support in this endeavor. Finally, I extend my deepest appreciation to every institution and officer who has contributed to the development and implementations of the Foreign Travel Information Management System and the Presidential Directive Management Information Systems. With this, I thank you, and I invite the Deputy Chief of Staff to give his address and invite our chief guest. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President, Cabinet Secretaries, present Principal Secretaries, ladies and gentlemen. This morning I'm holding brief for the Chief of Staff and Head of the Public Service, following my recent appointment as his Principal Deputy, responsible for the functional domain of performance and delivery management in government. It is a great honor, Your Excellency, to welcome you to the official launch of the Foreign Travel Information Management System, FORTIMS, and the Presidential Directives Management System, PDMIS. Information and communication technology has fundamentally transformed governance and public service, becoming an essential tool for enhancing transparency and improving operations in government. FORTIMS, which streamlines the process of foreign travel clearance, and the PDIMS, which manages and tracks presidential directives, are pivotal in advancing accountability. These systems, Your Excellency, will support more informed decision-making, efficient resource allocation, and effective monitoring, evaluation, and reporting. Your Excellency, the next step will be to cascade these systems to the lowest levels of the public service across various ministries, departments, and agencies. Transparency is essential for good governance, while ICT is crucial in this regard, in fact, imperative. There have been instances of senior officials traveling abroad without proper clearance approval, which violates the set values and principles of public service. With this system in place, Your Excellency, it will now be possible to have a history of all the travels which each and every officer in the public service has made at the press of a button. With the FORTIMS platform, we will now be able to track the number of trips, destinations, purposes, and associated costs, providing valuable insights into how these travels impact performance contracts. This will greatly, therefore, enhance the efficiency, transparency, and accountability of our travel processes. The integration of FORTIMS with other systems, Your Excellency, such as immigration and foreign affairs, will help address these issues and support disciplinary actions where and when deemed appropriate. Additionally, the manual process of transmitting, tracking, and storing presidential directives has been cumbersome and slow. The PDMIS will therefore streamline this process, making it more efficient and enabling quicker, more effective reporting and decision-making depending on unfolding events from time to time. By improving how we handle presidential directives, the PDMIS will provide crucial data to guide policy decisions and implementation. Just as transport infrastructure is essential for mobility, robust digital infrastructure is necessary to support reliable internet access and service delivery. I acknowledge the critical information infrastructure classification for these systems and encourage the ICT Authority through the Ministry of ICT under the able leadership of Dr. Nyambura to maintain uninterrupted system uptime. Your Excellency, in closing, I want to express my gratitude to the dedicated team of young professionals who have developed these systems. The government is committed to encouraging our youth to continually upskill and contribute meaningfully to public service. One lesson we have learned from this initiative, Your Excellency, is that we do not need to outsource services where we have internal capacity within government, and this is very commendable, and I really want to thank the Ministry of ICT for this. I also want to commend the Ministry of ICT and the digital economy, particularly the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner and the ICT Authority for taking a leading role in the deployment of the two systems. It is now my distinguished pleasure, Your Excellency, to introduce the Cabinet Secretaries available within our midst. We have the Cabinet Secretary for Cooperatives, Honorable Wycliffe Ambessa Oparanya. Yeah, let's give him a round of applause. The Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Justin Muturi. We have the Cabinet Secretary for East Africa Community and ASAL, my sister Beatrix Askul. We have the Honorable Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya, Dorcas Oduor. And we have many principal secretaries. Please just be upstanding principal secretaries who are present today. Thank you very much for coming. With those many remarks, it is my distinguished honor and privilege on behalf of the Chief of Staff and Head of the Public Service to invite His Excellency the Deputy President to address the gathering. Let's all be upstanding as we welcome the Deputy President.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. The Deputy Chief of Staff, Cabinet Secretary is present, Principal Secretary is present, senior government officials, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to join you this morning to jointly celebrate the official launch of the Foreign Travel Information Management System, FORTIMS, and the Presidential Directives Management Information System, PDMIS. I want to thank the Office of the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service for this invitation and the opportunity to jointly engage and reflect on a subject of passion and conviction to me personally, the subject of digital transformation. ICT has been universally recognized as an enabler of development in all spheres of human endeavor through facilitation of access to information to support decision-making and through efficient and effective processes. Indeed, technology is a strategic driver to not only improve efficiency, more so in the public sector, but also to make government more transparent, trustworthy, accountable, and open. The last point is critical, especially when one considers the turmoil we have experienced in the last few months, whose root cause can be traced down to loss of trust, lack of transparency, and poor accountability. One objective of the Kenya Kwanza administration's bottom-up economic transformation better plan is to enhance government service delivery through digitization and automation of all government critical processes and make available 80% of government services online. We meet here today to commission 2 such interventions on this journey and to celebrate the Office of the President for taking leadership to delivering this digital transformation. The better plan draws its inspiration from the Kenya Vision 2030 economic blueprint. The vision similarly recognizes the role of ICT in harnessing new knowledge for wealth creation, social welfare, and international competitiveness. This administration has therefore set forth ambitious objectives aimed at catalyzing transformation and inclusive growth, with the digital superhighway playing a critical role in enabling us to make tremendous achievement in delivery for the other 4 pillars of the plan, namely health, agriculture, MSMEs, and financing. Accordingly, the national government has in the 24-25 financial year allocated 16.3 billion Kenya shillings as investment in the digital superhighway to enable achievement of the identified objectives in the sector. Ladies and gentlemen, in our ongoing efforts to enhance governance and streamline public service delivery through digital transformation, the Office of the President has introduced 2 advanced digital platforms which we are officially commissioning today. Foreign travel is one of the big line items in our budget, which consumes a significant amount of financial resources. Whereas it remains important for building networks, learning, building partnerships and allowing us to shift our mindset from thinking Kenya only to thinking globally. It must be done sustainably and devoid of abuse. The commissioning of the Foreign Travel Management Information System, FORTIMS, therefore, is not only exciting, but also truly necessary. It automates the travel clearance processes by enhancing the ease and efficiency of application, processing, and approval. The system will support the implementation of the government austerity measures, increase efficiency and transparency of the process, which all go to restore trust and accountability, two sides of the same coin that the Kenyan people demand of their government. I am aware that plans are at an advanced stage to cascade the Foreign Travel Information System, FORTIMS, to each MDA for use in undertaking internal approvals. I therefore encourage expedition for conclusion of this process to secure a holistic structure that will not only secure adherence with prevailing travel guidelines, but also facilitate government's ability to review overall foreign travel budgets and expenditures, analyze our global travel trends and priorities, and reorganize our foreign service footprints accordingly. Ladies and gentlemen, it is said, change is inevitable, growth is optional. These words by John Maxwell underscore the radical shift which technology has brought to the world. The world is changing, and the world will continue to change. Digital transformation puts technology at the core of strategy, which translates to better processes, increased efficiencies, and a digital fluent workforce, elements that are key to future survival and growth. The Presidential Directives Management Information System, PDMIS, will record, track, and report on the implementation of presidential directives, replacing manual dispatch methods and providing robust feedback and reporting mechanisms. Government moves slowly, which is a good thing, because while the executive runs on an election cycle of every 5 years, institutions preserve continuity. The slow bureaucratic processes protect from rushed execution, which is important given it is hard to undo bad policy implementation. However, this is not an excuse for delayed execution, corruption, and unnecessary delays, which are people issues. When such behaviors become the norm, rather than the exceptions, the public suffer, and again, the two sides of the same coin, trust and accountability, which are demanded of us, fail. Implementation of presidential directives is done through people, and employees are the greatest asset of any organization. Working through and with people, the PDMIS will be used to dispatch directives to ministries and state departments for implementation and status reporting. I believe that the most important benefit of the system is ensuring we bring dignity to the directives of His Excellency the President and ensure that the same are followed through and implemented without undue delay. Where changes are experienced in the implementation of such directives, as may happen in the course of any program implementation cycle, then the same is easily flagged, adjusted, and promptly communicated to the public. Effective tracking of directives and early escalations where challenges are experienced has been a challenge in seeing through implementations and measurement of impact. Accordingly, automation of the dispatch, implementation, tracking, and reporting of directives will ensure proactive rather than reactive implementation. I'm informed that the two systems are both homegrown, developed in-house by a team of young, innovative, technical, and ICT officers. I am proud of the fact that the public service is producing the quality and capability that we have always known to exist within. My faith in the role of the public service and its ability to shape and define young people continues to be restored when I see such outcomes. I congratulate the team for translating their patriotism and desire to transform this nation into work that has produced the systems and applications we are launching today. I invite all public officers to similarly see the potential of their skills and devise mechanisms for translating them into transformation outcomes that are necessary for bettering the lives of our people. Showcase the wonderful innovations that are within us. Remind the country of the talent and potential that the public service has to offer. As I conclude, I wish to add caution that a system is only as good as its users. It is imperative that we adopt the necessary integrity tenets in the use and application of the systems in order to reap the expected benefits. Users must ensure that the information submitted is verifiably accurate or factually correct. This is to ensure that we do not have errors or deliberate omissions that would compromise the system's integrity and utility. I trust that the persons who have been identified and approved as users will live up to this expectation. Our collaborative efforts in enabling digital transformation in our processes to confront the challenges in public service delivery will lead to increased accountability, enhanced transparency, and prosperity for our citizens tomorrow, and ultimately build public trust in government. It is now my pleasure to officially launch the Foreign Travel Information Management System and the Presidential Directives Management Information System, PDMIS. God bless you all. God bless Kenya. Asante sana. I think I'm happiest of all this morning because as Principal Assistant to the President, the dignity of my boss is paramount, and the directives that he issues should be implemented expeditiously without fail. So this system helps our officers across government to keep a tab on what is happening and have a feedback mechanism of what the President has directed and the implementation matrix. We have had instances for the last 2 years where our officers have let the President down. The President of the Republic of Kenya is a symbol of national unity, and his office is a symbol of authority for the Republic. When he pronounces himself on a matter, that matter is as good as law. So it is incumbent upon officers across government, led by our CSs and the PSs, to make sure that we dignify the person and the office of the President by expeditiously implementing directives that he has issued across the country. So with the launch of this system for managing information on his directives, I'm confident that by the end of the year, all the presidential directives that have so far been issued will be audited, worked on, and implemented to the satisfaction of the people of Kenya. All of us whom the President has given the privilege to serve have a solemn duty to dignify him and his office by making sure that whatever pronouncement he makes across the country is implemented without fail. I'm therefore very happy with the launch of this system, that we shall keep track and ensure that those directives are implemented to the letter. Again, we are also happy on the issues of foreign travel, so that we are prudent in the use of resources when traveling out of the country. We have had instances where almost everybody is traveling, and sometimes you are left to wonder who remains behind to buy the house. With the launch of this system, I have no doubt in my mind, we will be more prudent and we will rationalize those who are authorized to travel out of the country on official business, and clearly justify the use of public funds out of the country. So this is a good day for the public service, and these two systems will help us to be more efficient and work to the satisfaction of the people of Kenya. Again, it's a revolution for those of us who started our career in the public service. This is a great milestone, because when we entered the public service in the year 1989, everything was manual. And we were still working efficiently, but the world has gone digital. The world is now a global village, and we must move with the times. So this is another very important milestone for the public service in the Republic of Kenya. And I want leader to thank all our public servants for their patriotism and commitment to serve the people of Kenya, and leader to see that we have got a good public service, because it ensures continuity when there is change of government. And therefore, we ask the public service that it is a custodian of the Kenyan state, because it keeps things going even when there is change of government. So I want to encourage all public servants to continue serving this country with dedication, commitment, and patriotism, because we owe it to the people of Kenya. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais. Basi tuendelee kwa makofi tunapomwalika Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais tuongoza kwa awamu hii ya kuzindua. Basi Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais, utakuwa unaelekea hapa chini, na basi nitakuwa naalika vile vile mawaziri wetu ambao tayari wamefika, pamoja na mkuu wa sheria kukaribia kwenye runinga hii. Tutasalia tu vile vile na kungoja kidogo. Kwenye runinga zetu studio mtakuwa mnatusaidia na ile video ambayo tutakuwa tunahesabu kwa pamoja polepole. Ifikapo moja, Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais atakuwa anafinya. Sote tutakuwa tunashangilia uzinduzi wa mifumo hii miwili, ikiwa ni pamoja na PDMIS na vile vile 4 teams. Studio tunangoja tu. 5 4 3 2 1. Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais akisaidia pale kwenye uzinduzi, na basi rasmi